Just for a moment, we are going to consider karma. So, in your own mind and heart, in your own body and spirit, notice what the word karma conjures up for you. What does karma mean to you? Whatever karma means to you is perfectly fine. We each have our own individual relationships and associations with words and concepts. And it's important to take that personal relationship with a word such as karma into account, so we each can accept where we are and where we're beginning as we choose to understand karma more deeply. In Sanskrit, karma means action. And karma can be included in a longer word like Prarabdhakarma, which is one long Sanskrit word that just means all of the actions that take a person from their birth in this world to their death out of this world. The Prarabdhakarma of a jiva is a soul that transmigrates from one lifetime to the next. The Prarabdhakarma of a jiva takes that individual soul into a human body. The Prarabdhakarma takes the jiva in a human body all through the life, all through the experiences of that person's life. And then the end of the life, the Prarabdhakarma takes the person back into the infinite or into a new transmigration, into a new lifetime, depending on who and what that soul is and needs and understands at the time of their death, of their human death. In Sanskrit, the language of Advaita Vedanta, which is the understanding of non-duality, there's no death. There's no real death. The human body does die, but who we truly are is not the human body, and we live on. And there are various explanations of that in ways that we live on. But the Prarabdha karma takes a person into this life and out of this life. Now, I think that we all know what it's like to really be on our path, to be in a moment where something feels right. It feels destined. There's an awake quality to a moment like this, or a series of moments. For some, a whole lifetime can feel awake and on path. But I think for many people, there's a wavering that happens every now and then. And when we're off our path, things can feel really difficult and sticky. We can feel a little lost. And it's okay. It's all okay. Prayer helps us to return to the most easeful path that's destined for each of us, which doesn't mean that hardship doesn't happen. It just means that we have the help of the universe to get through it. We all have 50-50 Punya Papa, which is good and bad. The details of each of our Punya and Papa are different. That's how we get unique lives, unique challenges, unique insights and inspirations, unique gifts and talents. But we all get 50-50. And the more steady we are on our true path, the 50% that's challenging just has the support of the universe behind our actions, behind our karma, so that we can live through our individual hard stuff the best we can. Like, for example, if somebody's going to walk on hot coals, it's good to have the support of the universe to get across the hot coals. If we're fighting against our own will and having a lot of conflict inside, it's going to be really hard to walk across hot coals safely. But with the power of the universe in us and with us and at our backs and calling us forward, we can get across those hot coals much, much easier and much more safely. So the way that we stay on our path is through prayer and meditation, and noticing those moments of clarity when we truly know what's best for ourselves, and we have the courage to follow that truth. I think we've all had moments of insight and clarity when we know this is the way. Whatever the details are, I think we've all had a moment of knowing. And when we follow those moments of knowing, we have the universe at our backs. We have the support of the world and our relations and our ancestors backwards and forwards in time. And then as we're going along our lives, we're in some sort of relationship to our Prarabdhakarma, we're having some sort of life unfold before us. We have some sort of engagement with that life that's unfolding. Any of us can get to a really sticky spot. And this is the part where we were talking earlier about samskaras and burning away karma. And so the kind of karma that can be burned away is often a tendency or a habit that could have been picked up in this lifetime or a prior lifetime, but it's something that's so ingrained in ourselves we can take it to be a part of who we really are, but it's really not. It's a false identification. Like, if I were to think that who I really am is a person who likes peanut butter, because I do like peanut butter, but like I can't live without peanut butter, like that's a false identification. It may be true that I like peanut butter, but it's also true that I can live without it. So to burn away that samskara, that misidentification or that tendency to move toward a thing that's not true, that's the burning away of the karma. That's releasing all of the ties and bonds that make me believe that a certain action or behavior or thought is me when it's really not. And when that karma is burned away, or when the samskara is released, I no longer have that tendency. I might still like peanut butter, but I no longer need it to define me. I'm free of it. So to burn away a samskara or to burn away a tendency like this, we can use prayer, we can use meditation, we can use japa, which is the repetition of a mantra. There are many, many tools, but in essence, we're simply being present with who we truly are, so we can release identification with who we are not and what we are not. If we're feeling pushed and pulled in relationship to other, just tells us that we're tied to something that's not true. Because the truth of our being is not pushed and pulled, and the truth of our being is steady and strong and pure. So when we're quiet, when we're in nature, when we find a way to be that is exactly right for who we are, these bonds and these ties, these strings of attachment can be released and they can move on. And it can be really uncomfortable, but we can be absolutely present through it. Through breath, through acceptance, through releasing emotions. All of these strategies and happenings are part of burning away karma, part of releasing that which is not true. And sometimes we have to sit with a particular samskara again and again and again before it's released completely. And sometimes we get to a part of how the samskara is embedded or intertwined in us that's really, really, really challenging and uncomfortable. But I promise you, it's what's beyond that. What's beyond that uncomfortable moment is good. It's you. You are good. You're always good. You're pure. You're innocent. You're beyond any of these words. These words are just pointers to remind us who we are. We're free of anything that would harm us, ever, at any time. And if any of these words are bringing up an uncomfortable feeling inside, just for a moment, just entertain the possibility of being present with the discomfort. Praying in a way that works for you. Meditating in a way that works for you. Breathing in a way that is best for you. Just entertain the possibility that being present with the discomfort could possibly help. And just see. We're going to wrap up in just a moment. But if ever being present with the discomfort is too uncomfortable and really reaches that threshold where you just can't stand it, you always have a choice. You can stay and offer more presence and get even more uncomfortable for a time if you know that you're safe. Or you can always shift. You can distract yourself. You can go do something else if simply being present gets too hard. It's okay. It's okay to come back to it later. There's no race. There's no time pressure. You have all the time you need. You can be present or pray or meditate a little bit at a time. There's no rush. There is no rush. And anytime you can always experiment with offering your presence to the situation or discomfort at hand. You can always fall to your knees and pray. You can always breathe into your belly. You can always accept things just as they are and rest in the knowing that you're safe in God's arms, in life's loving hands. There's so much more that can be said. This is a very, very, very big topic to unfold and to understand thoroughly. So please know this is just a taste. It's just one little shot at a pretty complex understanding. But the simplicity of it is that you're safe. And it's okay to let go. And it's okay to be with what's hard. And you absolutely can get through all the way to the other side. Who you truly are is peaceful. Who you truly are is peace. And if you'd like, you can just entertain that possibility for as long as you would like to consider it. Who you truly are is peace. Who you truly are is peaceful. And you are safe in life's loving arms, in God's loving hands. You're so safe just as you are right now.